If you're someone who wants to get into exceptional superhero shape or potentially even embark on your first ever bodybuilding fitness competition, today's podcast episode is for you because I sit down with my peak week coach, JC, and he speaks about how to go from where you currently are into an exceptional stage ready shape, whether you're someone who wants to compete or simply just live a happier and healthier life. And he's someone who cares about your overall happiness and living a holistic life and really cares about your health. So he dives deep into how you can get these exceptional results while still maintaining and creating an exceptional, extraordinary life when it comes to your health and your social life and just being happy overall. We also talk about my specific protocol when it came to my peak week strategy in order for me to get myself as ready as possible for my big day. Stepping on stage, embarking on my first ever bikini fitness competition. We talk about steroids and how it's used in the fitness industry and things to be very aware of if that is a route that you've been debating going down. I'm so excited for us to dive into today's podcast episode. And so let's dive in. JC, I am so excited to have you here on my Challenge Your Norm podcast today. We got introduced about a week before my bikini fitness competition, my first ever bikini fitness competition. And I had no clue what peak week would look like and just how much intentionality and changes you had to make during that final week. And you helped me survive it and thrive throughout it and just made me feel really, really safe. And I'm so excited to chat with you today and share with the audience all of this incredible knowledge that you have gained and developed over your many years of being in this field and helping people get in exceptional superhero shape. That's what you call it, right? You want to get people in
superhero shape. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so excited to both dive into my peak week, but also just a general as to what people can do to get into this superhero shape. And the first question that I want to ask you is, because my audience are pretty high achievers, they're not ordinary people who just want to get by in life. They want to create extraordinary results in all different areas of their life. So I want to ask you, what have you found is the most important thing when someone wants to go from being ordinary to actually get in this superhero exceptional shape?
I think the most important thing is you need to actually believe that you can achieve it. Because most of the time when we're dealing with these superstars on social media, you can say the Chris Bumsteads and whatever, we tend to compare ourselves with the elite of the athletes. And we need to understand that maybe we don't have the abilities or, to get to that point, but you have the ability to be the best that you can be. And once you understand that the only thing that stops you from getting to that shape to look, like a superhero, even if you're into bodybuilding, you're an athlete, to get to that level, the only thing that's stopping you, it's yourself. When you start to see, the most important thing is diet. When you see, it's just food. Sure, you can eat cake or whatever, but sure, it's a pleasure thing. One of the best things in the world is food. But that little pleasure it's only about 5 minutes. So once you understand that most of the things that you are doing, when you stop or give a little twist, give just a little bit of a change in your life, you're able to achieve that physique. You're able to look great. You're able to actually do it. And it's not that hard because, of course, you need discipline. You need to keep doing the things that probably you don't like to, but you can do it. It's not something that only super elite athletes can do it. Once you understand that, it's easy.
That's so good. And I feel like I had to be reminded of that throughout my 2 months leading up to my competition. It's easy, but people will tell themselves it's hard. I can relate to that. I can relate to it being like, no, I want a cookie right now. So it's really hard to not eat the cookie. Do you have anything that you tell your athletes or the people that you work with to make that switch when they're in that moment and they have that craving?
I mean, if they're not actually preparing themselves for a competition, what you totally you don't need to eat that. I mean, like yourself, you're 1 week, 2 weeks about a show. I mean, of course you can eat it, but as a regular person, I keep telling my clients, it's not that that much of a problem if you eat a cookie. Most of the times, a lot of prep coaches, they tell you, no, you can't eat that. And that I tried that, but I've seen that actually that generates a huge problem up here. You start to get anxious. Oh my God, I want to eat this. Oh my God, it's going to be my cheat day. I'm going to eat this and that. No, do your diet the best you can every week, all the days of the week. And then when you have that craving for one cookie, just have it. You're not gonna ruin your process because you eat one cookie. The problem with cheat days is, you know what? Sunday, go ahead, indulge yourself. It's not gonna be one cookie. It's gonna be a couple of packets of cookies. And no, then you realize that it's not that much of a problem to have the ability to eat that cookie or to eat that slice of pizza, whatever. When you know that you can actually do that, it's not that big of a deal. Because your mind plays a lot of tricks. Your mind is really, really important when you try to change your physique. And when you actually know that you can have it, you really don't want it. It's not like when you actually need a cheat day or a cheat meal, you're going to be obsessed all day. But when you try that approach, that, oh, you know what? I can have it. You don't really want it. It's really fun how the mind works, but I've seen over the years that's the best way to go for it.
I think that's such a great philosophy, and I enjoyed that through working with you, that you have a very open mindset. You're not, some coaches can be very like, you have to do this and then you have to do that, and it's like, even though maybe the thing I wanted to do would be the same macros, because the coach said I needed to do that one thing, then that's what I got to do. But with you, you have a very much more, let's make this work for you. And I'm sure you do that not just for me, but for every single one of the clients that you work with, to make it fit for them and have that one cookie instead of it becoming a binge at some point.
Exactly. That's the problem. It becomes a binge. I know there's a lot of coaches that approach in different ways, but a good coach, it should adjust at the client, not the other way around. I've seen a lot of coaches over here when I live. You know what? You need to eat salmon, asparagus, and all that. And a lot of people tell me, I can't afford that. I can't eat salmon all day. I can't eat. I only have this amount of budget. So, a good coach adjusts to that. You need to go and train 6 days a week, but I work. I only have 2-3 days, and I want to achieve my dream physique, but I can't do it. I need to train 3 days. Totally. We can adjust at your level, at your lifestyle, even at your budget, because bodybuilding at certain level, it's an expensive sport. And it's not that great to say it. It's sad, but it's expensive. The diet, the supplements, even the gym. There's places where the membership of the gym, it's pretty expensive. And people tell me, you know what, I can't afford that. So I need to adjust to the client, not the other way around. That's a red flag with a bunch of coaches. If your coach can't adjust to the client, run. Just go away.
Individualizing every single person's journey to fit for their lifestyle. And that's also what I believe is going to help someone stick to this long term.
Yes.
And that's really the point of it, right? So I love that you do that. I think it could be interesting to dive into your mindset and potentially philosophy or just way to go about someone. Because since I decided that I wanted to go on this bikini fitness competition journey, I've realized many people in my audience have been very interested and intrigued as to, is this something maybe I should try as well? So for someone who maybe is like, this could be a fun little challenge, little fitness challenge or big fitness challenge for me to do. What would you say to someone who is, they're training regularly and they want to try to take their fitness to this next level and try to step on stage? What would be your approach or your guidance? How would you kind of walk someone through what they should do in that, if they were in that season?
Honestly, I would just say, try it. Go for it. Because stepping on stage, it's not for everyone. I actually did it once. It was like 2016. I did it just for the experience to see if I actually like it. Yeah, I was like, no, this is not for me. honest, this is not for me. It's pretty ironic because I prep a lot of bodybuilders, but I'm not really into bodybuilding. If you ask me, hey, you know what, top 5 athletes in Mr. Olympia, I don't know. It's not like I don't follow for real bodybuilding. And it's a common misconception of myself that I'm a prep coach for bodybuilders, but I'm most a prep coach for high-end athletes. So if you say, you know what, I've been watching shows, I've been following you, I've seen you competed, I want to try it, go for it. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is a couple days before your show, you say, you know what, nah, I don't do it. It's fine. You need to enjoy the journey because a lot of people try to compete and they make life miserable for everyone around. Oh, you know what, I'm hungry, I'm weak, I don't want to do this. Dude, you're doing it for the fun of it. If you don't have that fun, you don't have that passion for the sport, it's not for you. But the only way that you're going to know if it is for you or not, you try it. You're being hit in the gym, you've been doing a diet. Sure, when you compete, it's a little bit more top of the notch. You need to dial in more of the diet. You need to do more cardio when you're tired, whatever. But go for it. Try it. If you like it, go for it. And one of the big things that I would say, don't do it because you want to get famous, you want to get money, because honestly, there's no money in bodybuilding.
It costs a lot of money. I became
yes.
I had no clue. I ended up spending $2,000 on it, and I didn't think I was going to spend more than maybe a couple hundred, but it adds up.
It gets really expensive. I have this athlete, I don't know if your audience knows her, Diana Verduzco. She competed at the Olympia in wellness. I did a podcast with her. She spent in the year, it was around $70,000 for the prep. And it was like, dude, that's $70K. Did you make that money back? No. So you need to do it because you love it. And just try it. And you don't need to go, to level at 11 to 1100 in your first show. Just do it for the experience. Do it because you want to see if you like being on stage. Because a lot of, especially women, they might don't feel comfortable, when a lot of people are watching them on a bikini, because the competition bikinis are pretty small. That's one of the things. And maybe you're not that you don't feel comfortable there. You know what, I don't like, or you love it. You feel like you're on a Miss Universe contest. I love it. All the shines, all the jewelry, the heels, all the walking on stage. If you love that feeling, go for it. Just go for it. Try it. That's the only way you're going to know if you like it or not. Just try it.
I love that advice. In terms of timeline, I decided to do this in 2 months. I had a short little prep, and I was already pretty lean. And when we got connected, you were actually saying I was too lean.
Yes.
So our approach towards the end was trying to maintain my size and fill up my muscles throughout this. But then you've also told me that if I want to do this professionally and actually, level up, we would do a full year prep.
Yes.
So we can go into my, your thoughts on my body and my journey, but also just generally, do you have like a general way you think time-wise how long they should take, or is it independent for each individual?
It is. You need to see the athlete. Where they started with your case, it was 2 weeks prior to competition. It's a small time frame because most coaches can't really help the athlete with only 2 weeks, because you need to know the athlete, you need to know how the body reacts, how the metabolism reacts to certain foods. If this food was going to bloat you, if this one is going to help you. You can't really tell that in just 2 weeks. So it's going to be, let's try this or not. With your case, when you contact me, you were pretty lean. The first thing I told you is you're way too lean for bikini. So it's going to be a different approach for the competition with you, because most of the time with pretty much every other athlete, we need to lean you out for the day. You need to drop more water, you need to be dried, you need to this, that. But with yourself, it was like, we don't need you to lose any more weight. Because for the bikini category, you don't need to be that lean, especially your back. Your back looks like a physique competitor. It was like, maybe that'd be a little bit. We'll see how the judges react that. Yes, I've seen your videos. Yes, I've seen your videos, and you have an impressive back. For bikini, they're like, maybe she's a little bit too lean. So the approach we took is we try to maintain you in the same weight because we don't want you to lose any more water because you're going to look way too ripped. I mean, you look lean, but we don't want you to look ripped. That's going to take it to a whole different level. You're going to be, you know what, you look like a physique, you're not a bikini. The thing with you, it was like you're going to need more shoulders and more glutes. But realistically speaking, we can't give you that in 2 weeks. It's impossible. So we did the diet so you can maintain, don't lose any more weight, but don't gain any water weight, don't get bloated. That was the most important thing with you. See what you're eating that won't bloat you. Especially the day before the competition, you can eat this or that, let's see, but we don't want you to be bloated because a lot of athletes tend to eat usually burgers or a bunch of sodium fats. It depends on the individual. If they're good with the burgers, go for it. So that was the thing with you.
I normally eat so many vegetables, and I know that makes my...
They bloat you.
You see it in my belly the next day. So
yes.
the days leading up to the competition, I didn't eat vegetables. Which
exactly.
It ended up being, I think, the exact approach we used ended up making me like not bloated at all and just like perfectly
lean.
Ready. Yeah,
yes.
You crushed it.
Exactly. Because most people forget, I'm going to eat broccoli. Oh, it's good. It's a vegetable. It's fiber. Most people get bloated, get that belly because you're not really fat because you're lean, you get abs, but you get that kind of a little stomach. I ate too much. That's bloated. And a lot of veggies in a lot of people, especially broccoli, they tend to bloat you. And we needed to take that into the control. And we need to get you on stage lean enough, you're already lean enough, but not bloated. That was the most important thing with you. Keep you in the same shape, but without the bloat. And a couple of days before that, we actually did drop the water weight, not the water weight, the water intake. Drop a little bit so you can lean out. Then we can do a carb up. A carb up is when you take simple sugars or simple carbs, and that helps get the glycogen into the muscle. So the muscle expands with water, with glycogen, and that muscle pushes the skin up. So you're going to look bigger and leaner. That was the thing with you. So yeah. I think we nailed it because you took the competition. I think we nailed it.
I think we did too. And just for the listeners, we recorded and documented everything for YouTube, so you can stay tuned. I've recorded all our conversations throughout as well, and it'll be fun to share once that comes out.
Yes.
For, let's say, I wanted to compete in a year. Someone wants to compete in a year. I need to build glutes and shoulders, for instance. Yes. Someone else needs to, maybe they have the same focus points they need. Maybe they need to build muscle all over. How would you guide someone through a year journey like that if they want to build the most amount of muscle but then also lean out?
First of all, we need to check the athlete. Okay, we need to see your bone structure, we need to see your muscle insertions, and then we can say, this category might be the best one for you. For yourself, you need to go to bikini because you know what, I want to be a wellness. You will need a huge legs for wellness. So as a coach, I would tell you, let's go for bikini. And then once we can see how your body structures compare yourself with the category that we're going, okay, what is the category asking for? Bikini, okay, we need to lean you out, we need to build shoulders, we need to build glutes, your legs needs to look great, but not huge, because bikini girls, if you take a look at the Olympia, the bikini girls, sure, they got legs, they got arms, they got back, but usually they got this built with shoulders and glutes, and that's it. So it depends on where you're starting. As a coach, you need to be honest with the client. You know what? It's going to take you a year. It's going to take you 2 years. It totally depends on your genetic, on different factors. But you can't lie to your client. You know what? In 3 months, you're totally stage ready. And you could do that, but as a coach myself, I'd rather tell you, you know what, you need to stay on this track for another 6 months than just getting you on stage and looking not lean enough, don't have a muscular physique. It totally depends on the client. So most of the time with a regular person that exercise regularly but not not totally insane about it, it will take at least a year of preparation for the amateur level. Because in competitions, there's different levels, there's different federations. It also depends on that one. Which federation are you going to compete? If you're going to amateur, if you're going to novice. But most of the time, if you haven't competed any time, you're going to the amateur category. So it's not going to be, as a tough competition as next level stuff. So it depends on the person. If usually for women, they are around 25-30% body fat. Usually they have a great lower body, but they tend not to train the upper body as much. So we need to look how the difference are between the upper body and the lower body. We need to check with your shoulders. If you're going to physique, we need to check your back. We need to get you ripped. If you're going to wellness, we need to build that huge legs, because wellness, I'm sure you've seen a wellness competition, huge legs. It totally depends on the person. But at least you need a year of doing things 100% with the diet, with cardio, with the training. In a year, you can say, okay, you look great already. Let's try a competition on the amateur level. If you're not lean enough, you know what? Let's take another couple months to lean you out. It's not a sprint. Bodybuilding, it's not a sprint. It's not like, oh, let's do this fast. It's a marathon. It's going to take you years to get to the level most people want to be. It's not like, I'm going to take 1-2 years and I'm going to be a Miss Olympia. It doesn't work like that. Even the top athletes on this sport, if you see their journey, they've been doing this for 10 years. Of course, with social media, you only see the end result. You only see oh my God, they already look great. Yeah, but you don't see the 10 years prior to that. So you need to be patient. You need to have trust in your coach. It doesn't matter which person is. You need to trust him. Unless it's already 6 months ago training with him and you don't see results, or they don't really listen to you, because a lot of coaches do this. They tend to do this copy-paste training, and they don't even answer your phone calls or your messages. And that's a red flag.
You answer right away.
Oh, I try to. I try to.
Passive.
Yes.
And
I
it's
try
good to know that so I know you work with a lot of people in Mexico. Is that
Yes.
main? But you're trying to expand and wanting to work with more people in the US as well.
Especially the US, yes, because I do have clients all around the world. I mean, the farthest one I had was in Japan, but they tend to be all Latin people, or from Spain, or, the Hispanic community.
Yeah.
And I do want to try to enter the US market, like pretty much. I want to expand myself.
Yeah.
Because over here in pretty much all Hispanic YouTube and all that, I'm already well known. I mean, people already say, JC, you love me or hate me, but you kind of know who I am. But I wanted to expand myself to other places, to other market, because over here, a lot of people are pretty much only care about bodybuilding. And I had coach other type of sports, other athletes. Just yesterday, I got this woman. They want me to help me with boxing. So I got a boxer. I can help with different sports, and I want to try that. Yeah. So I want to go to the US where there's more market with different sports, with football, with a lot of contact sports, especially with the lifestyle training, because they don't obsess that much. Because over here, they're really obsessed with bodybuilding to the point where they neglect other parts of the life. You see, so you don't work. What happened with your partner, with your family? No, I don't care about that. I want 20-inch arms. Dude, there's other things in life. And that's one thing that I want to preach. Sure, bodybuilding, your body, being healthy, being into the fitness place, it's totally great. You need to achieve for that. But I want to teach people that do not neglect life just because you want a better body. Don't do it. Especially when you have relatives, family that passed away or something like that. You tend to care more about other things. You need to see, oh wow, especially with competition. I tell a lot of people, sometimes you might regret. Don't go to that party. Sometimes you could regret you get a call from your dad or whatever. Hey, you know what? Let's go to this restaurant. Oh no, dad, I can't. I'm on contest prep. I can't eat. Sorry. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe something bad happens to your family, your dad, and you're going to hate yourself because you're going to say, I should go. I should go because of what? I wanted abs. I want to teach that. Sure, you can go for the perfect body for yourself, but do not neglect your life because it might be somewhere in time where you're going to say, I shouldn't do it. I should go for that dinner. I should go to that party. I should hang out more with my friends, my family. Go for it, but do not sacrifice your whole life. Unless you need to. I mean, you're telling me I'm going to compete in the Olympia. Well, I do understand that. But if you're not going to compete in that level, you can achieve those results without sacrificing everything. That's something I really want to push.
And I preach this. I get people like to join my community because they want abs, let's say. But what I teach them in there is the journaling and the self-love and how to actually be in social environments. And I'm someone who's had abs for many years, and I've been able to maintain it while still living a social life, living happy. Yes, sometimes I've compromised certain things, but that's more been because of my business goals, actually, more so than my fitness goals.
Yes,
because
yes.
I'm a little crazy with that way in certain, like with my mission in life. I'm very obsessed with that. But it's so possible. Even this prep, these 2 months, I've enjoyed every part of the journey. And that's also what, when we started working together, that's what you kept repeating was like, enjoy yourself. Yes, do this, but enjoy yourself. Enjoy the process. Have fun. And I think it's so important, like you're saying.
Yes, totally.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
Exactly. And it's funny because once you get to that physique, then you realize, okay, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I got abs, I got big arms, whatever. I can bench press, whatever you want. But once you're there, you're like, okay, then what?
Yeah.
It's like yourself. A lot of people are going to tell you, I want your abs. I want to look like that. You have those abs. And you're like, okay, but my life, it's no different. I'm not, it's not like, because a lot of people believe this. If you look certain way, you're going to go, oh my God, I'm treating like a queen, like a king. It's not really like that. I mean, sure, you're going to get those looks. You're going to get, oh, you look good. But a lot of people that hate when I say this, it's like, what's it worth? What's going to do for you to have these 25-inch biceps? If you're working in the McDonald's, I mean, for real, I mean, let's get real. It's not because I say, oh, I'm working at McDonald's. You have a regular job. Why do you need those biceps? For what? Prioritize things in life. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the gym. Of course not. But don't make it your number one priority to go to the gym. Because a lot of people, you wouldn't believe my clients when, for whatever, oh, you know what? I skipped gym today. What can I do? Should I train what I'm supposed to be doing yesterday, today? I do 2 sessions. Dude, it's fine. You just skip gym one day. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. With the diet, it's going to be my birthday next month. Or tomorrow, it's going to be my birthday. Or I'm going to go out with my girl, whatever. Can I eat something? Dude, go for it. It's totally fine. The only time that you need to be really strict is when you're going to compete, especially 5 weeks prior to the show. That's it. You need to eat this and that's it. No more. But if you're not going for that stage ready, because for a man going for a 5% body fat, it's not realistic all year round. It's not. For a woman, usually for stage, they're around 8-10% body fat. Most of the people, unless your genetics allow it to, don't do it. So I want you to enjoy going to the gym. I want you to enjoy to do the diet, but also enjoy life. Like I told you, because like you said, I was insisting you on enjoy this. Don't stress yourself. Don't do, I need to lose weight. I didn't enjoy yourself. Trust the process. Trust what you look at the mirror, not the weight. Because unless you're going to do a sport where you need to hit certain weight, don't worry about it. A lot of people are obsessed over here with, I need to weigh 225. If I'm not 100 kilos, no, 225, I'm nothing. Dude, you look great at maybe 190, 185. But the scale needs to say I'm 225 pounds. You don't need to. You don't need to stress over the little things. enjoy this. Because once you start to hate the process, hate going to the gym, you don't have fun, what's the point? What's the point when once this hobby that you love, this passion that you have, starts to go away because you want more. You want to be Chris Bumstead or whatever. No. Enjoy this. It's kind of like a blessing if you can do something for the rest of your life and keep loving it. The gym has one huge advantage over other sports. Other sports, football, soccer, boxing, whatever, you're going to hit a certain age where you can't do it anymore. The gym, which is something I told you, you need to go for the longevity in sport. This is something you can keep doing at your 50s, your 60s. So don't rush it. Enjoy it. That's something I believe.
I love that. You're someone who I feel is very ambitious, and you have a lot going on with your YouTube and everything you share online, and also with your clients, and you're already always there immediately to respond to your clients. How do you balance both your health, your work, your happiness, social life? Is there a mindset that you try to live by? Is it the same, or?
First, it was hard to balance things out because I used to have a great looking body, but I said, you know what I'd rather do, keep working on my body, keep looking like this, or keep pushing my coaching to the clients. I set a goal to, you know what, I'm going to coach this amount of people. It was years ago. So I did become a little bit of a workaholic in that time where I lost like 15 pounds of muscle and I got fat and whatever. I neglected a lot of things just because I wanted to push my business. You know, I want to be known as, oh, this guy is a great coach, whatever. Time goes by and you learn how to balance things out. You learn to say, okay, I need this amount of work. So I have all this time in my day. I got all this time for going to the gym, for the cardio. Sometimes, yes, you do leave stuff behind. Usually when I got a lot of clients, especially competition, especially athletes that are going to compete in whatever sport, those type of clients takes a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time, especially with you, for example, or other competitors. You need to be there. You need to have your cell phone right next to you all the time. Oh, you know what? I feel weak. Tomorrow I compete. Why should I eat? Yes, you need to right on answer that. But with regular clients, you tend to understand that you don't need to check them all day. Sure, if they got a question, if something comes up, you know what? Just text me. I'll be right there. But you also, as a coach, need to understand you're just the coach. You're not a babysitter. You're not their nanny. You don't need to be right there all day. Hey, do you already eat? Did you train? How you're feeling? Because the client is going to depend on you for doing whatever. As a coach, I realize that type of approach with my clients, it's taking all my day. And also, I noticed that they start to depend on you to do things. If suddenly I drop a little bit of the conversation, of the check-ins, and I don't know, next week I text you, hey, how you doing? I haven't trained. Why? Oh, you haven't checked on me. Dude, I mean, come on. I tell you what to do. Anything you need, just call me. But I don't want you to rely totally on me to do things, to take you by your hand. You're not a kid. So when I understand how to treat clients and do this type of separation, because it was hard for me to not treat them as it sounds bad. I know I don't want to this be a misconception because of the language barrier and whatever. I might not explain myself too good. I don't want you to feel like I'm your brother or whatever. I'm your coach. And it was hard for me to drop this, to put the line in here, because if I treated you like your brother, your family, then it's whole day there. And of course, like you said, I'm not going to have any type of life. Nothing. It also helps that I'm pretty much an introvert person. I like to stay here. I like to be at home. I don't like to go out. I don't like to. So it helps that I'm always home for the job. But once I realized how to treat the clients, how to give them results, because that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter which protocol your coach uses, or if he's all day onto you, or he's like once a week. As long as the client gets results and it's happy and you treat him with respect, it's fine. Sure, you can say, oh, I need more check-ins or whatever. Okay, we can discuss that. But you need to balance your life. Okay, I need to coach in this part of the day. I need to go to the gym. I need some time for myself. If you're going to go, I don't know, watch Netflix or whatever, you need to learn how to distribute your day. And you need to, just like your diet, just like your training, okay, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to do that now, this day I'm going to do that. It's that once you figure it out, how to schedule your day, it's not that hard. And once you schedule it, it becomes, a routine. Just like today is leg day, tomorrow is shoulders, that's pretty much my day. It's a routine. Mm-hmm. And also as a content creator, as a coach, I do have flexibility with times, especially with my content. If I don't feel, I know what, today I'm not going to do a live stream. Fine, it's fine, nothing happens. But I do tend to prioritize my coaching because that's my main money flow. That's my main job, prep coach, content creation, YouTube, Twitch. Well, sure, I get a little bit of there, but it's not my main job. And once I realized I'm not an athlete, I don't need to look a certain way, because it was hard for me to do that switch. Because, dude, you're a prep coach. You don't need to look like the athlete. Sure, you need to look like you take care of yourself, but they're not going to hire you because you got abs, because you bench press for 500 pounds. No, they're going to hire you because they see the other athletes. Oh, dude, who's your trainer? Oh, this person. Dude, help me. Once I realized that was it.
I've seen a lot of your athletes, and they're fit and incredible.
Yes, and they're healthy. The most important part, one of the things that I want to be remembered as a coach is I prioritize health over the first place. And that was one of the things I told you right up from the top. I'd rather you lose. I'd rather you get 3. I'd rather you not even get top 5. But you stay healthy. You can compete next year. Because sure, there's a lot of ways that you can ensure an athlete to get the first place. But I don't see the point to, you got the trophy, you got the first place, but you're in the hospital next week. Mm-hmm. I don't do that. I don't do that.
For instance, I'd been told to take like some sort of water pills where you lose water or something like that. And you were just like, no, let's just stay away from that, which is amazing. As someone, I've never taken that before, so I don't know if it's, I don't know what effects it can have, but you as a coach knows, and you're like, let's just not do that.
Yes, especially with diuretics. I mean, the one that you showed me was Expel. I mean, those are a natural diuretic. It's like you going for the green tea or whatever. It's natural. Okay. But I've known cases of the coaches, they don't even tell the athletes what are they taking. Especially with bikini girls. They just show up with a bunch of pills, take this. Dude, what are you taking? I don't know, my coach told me to take this pill. No. Let's not go that far. Wow. Sure, there's people that decide to go to that route, and you can totally respect that way. But I'd rather you try to compete as healthy as you can. Yeah. And then after 5 years of competing, then you can make that choice of, maybe I want more. Because with you, it was like, I want to take this. It was a natural diuretic, a supplement, Expel. No, there's no need to. There's no need to. You're lean enough. You're going to feel weak. There's no need for that. And that's when a good coach, in my opinion, shows there is a good coach that cares for the athlete. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, I could tell you, sure, go ahead, take it. You know what? Let's take this more so you can lean out even more. For what purpose? You already look great. There's no need to.
Yeah. And I didn't know. I'd just been told by multiple people that are like, no, I'm taking this and you need to do it too. So as someone who it's the first time I'm competing, I really don't know. I only know what I'm being told, right? So
Yes.
it's nice to have a coach like you who has my health at the top of the priority.
Well, that's the top, yes. And if you keep competing, you're going to find out that a lot of people are going to start telling you to take certain supplements, and they don't even tell you what it is. I'm taking this. I started to take this little pill, and my glutes grow. God, okay, what is it? I don't know. My coach told me. I'm taking it. You should. Oh,
Is
no.
that like steroids or
Yes.
what?
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
that's a topic that I usually don't discuss openly because a lot of reasons. One of them, it was because my main channel, it got demonetized, it got shadow banned because I used to talk openly about it.
Okay.
And I also started to see this steroid culture that we're experiencing.
Are we allowed to say that word on like
Yes.
YouTube, for
Oh
instance?
yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
As long
I've
as you
never
don't
talked
go
about it before because I don't really know anything about it. So
Yes. As long as you don't go in deep into the subject, it's fine. I just call it the Captain America serum. so there's no, oh my God, he said a word. but there's a culture, especially in bodybuilding, and even outside bodybuilding. I've seen it. Oh, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't never guessed. Most of the people, in my experience, I would say one every three person in the gym is taking something. Even though it doesn't look like it. Oh, you would be surprised when I get these mails. Hey, could you help me? I'm taking this, and this. Dude, that's a protocol. And you see their bodies and like, okay, something doesn't check up. You're into all these supplements and you look like that. And then you ask them, okay, how many calories are you eating? I don't know. Okay, what's your training split? Oh, I don't know. I just got to the gym and do whatever I feel like. Oh yeah, there's this culture in bodybuilding, in fitness in general, where they seek answers in this route, and it doesn't work like that. I wish it works like that. Just take the pill, just use this, use that, and just sit on the couch and play. I don't know, with a Nintendo Switch all day, and you're gonna get big. No, I wish it would be like that, but no, you need to put on the work. You're gonna find out that as long as you keep competing, you're gonna find a lot of coaches. They're gonna tell you, oh no, you need to do this. Oh no, you need to take this. And sure, you might gain, I don't know, in a year, 20 pounds of pure lean muscle. Sure, but you really want to take that risk?
So for me personally, I've heard that it can. Well, for me, it's just been a rule from the start. Like I will never ever play around with any type of steroids. But I also heard. I'm just sharing this because I heard this, and I know a lot of women listen to this podcast. That it can really affect your fertility if you want to be a mom one day, and that's like would be top priority for me, on top of anything my body can ever look like. Then becoming a mother and having a healthy body is always going to be my number one priority, and I just felt like sharing that for any women who are listening to this, and where that's important. I don't know for men if it's the same, if it can affect.
It could. I mean, side effects. It totally depends on the person. For instance, if I go to a party and I take a beer, dude, if I take just one beer, I'm gonna be drop dead. Just right there. I'm going to be drowned with just one beer. And you see people, well, I know I take 10 beers and I'm fine. It depends on the person. It's like playing Russian roulette. I mean, if you go into the safe route, I mean, there's still one in the chamber. You could pop yourself. But if you keep doing it, if you start to using more, if you start to doing some crazy things, you're just going to keep popping more in the chamber. It's like getting into the water with sharks. Sure, you can jump in the water, you can be into a cage, into a safe environment. Suddenly you say, you know what, I want to go free swimming with the sharks. Suddenly, I'm going to just be showing up some piece of meat with the sharks. Dude, something's going to happen. So especially with women, because the side effects of women are bad aesthetically. because women start to look like a man. I don't want to say it in a bad way, but they change for the boys, they get alopecia, they start to grow beards, and those changes are forever. I mean, you're going to live like that. There's going to be a point where you don't want to compete anymore. You just retire from bodybuilding, but you're still going to have those side effects. You're still going to sound like a dude. You're still going to lose a lot of hair. You really going to go that route? Is it really worth it for you? Sure, we can go to the side effects of the health, which is, there's a lot of factors into it. I like to speak with truth. I can't say, if you take this, this is going to happen. No, honestly, I can't. You're taking a chance. There's no need to. You can develop a great physique, especially as a woman, especially women. They can develop great legs, great glutes, drop fat without taking anything. Even protein. You really don't need to take protein. Just eat food. Sure, if you say, I can eat food, or I don't have enough time, you can complement your diet with supplements. But even without supplements, you can do it. So you don't really need to go that far if you just want to look good. It's that simple.
I love it. Simplifying it and keeping your priorities in check is what we've
Exactly.
kind of talked a lot about, both in life and when it comes to bodybuilding or any type of performance or wanting to transform in any type of way. This has been so incredibly valuable. Thank you, JC. I want to know, for everyone that wants to work with you and get in superhero shape, whether they want to compete or become a better athlete or just live a better life, how can they connect with you and potentially work with you?
Well, they could contact me in my Instagram account, but it's all in Spanish. I actually listened to your advice and I opened a YouTube channel in English. I did. I got no views. There's no views in there, but I mean, they could contact you on my YouTube channel. I mean, it's new. I got the videos.
Can you give the name? What's the name of your Instagram and the name of your YouTube?
My Instagram is in Spanish. So I don't know, but they can
I still
contact
follow
me
your
over there.
Instagram.
Well, my
I
Instagram
like
is
it,
sure.
so
My
I'm
Instagram
learning
is sure. Yeah, it's JC Muscle 123 all together. And YouTube, let me see how I name my channel because I don't even know. It's JCatch Fit. It's JCACH Fit. JCatch Fit. And that I'm gonna be uploading content, usually my regular content, but I'm going to do it in English so I can practice more of the language and all that. So they can contact me there. And any type of fitness goal they want, we can achieve it. And health goes first. That's one thing that it's secure with me. I'm not going to risk your health just to give you results. I'm not.
I love that. Everyone, I hope you guys go check out JC and get his advice and guidance and coaching. I have a final question. Quick little, whatever comes to your mind first when I ask this question.
Okay.
That I ask every guest that comes on my podcast, because my podcast is called Challenge Your Norm. So if you had to give one challenge for someone listening to this episode to challenge their norm in order to grow in some way, what would be your challenge for them to go out and do today or this week?
Challenge. Who do you think you are?
That's so good.
I mean, just step in front of the mirror and challenge that person. Anything. It could be anything. Just challenge him. You know, I'm going to run a mile today. I'm going to challenge that person in the mirror. I'm going to challenge him or her, whatever. That will be it.
So good. Thank you, JC. You have brought us all so much valuable information and inspiration.
Thank you.
I'm truly grateful for your time and all of the sharing that you've been doing today. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.